All right, guys, any questions for today's game for Caitlin? Whoever would like to start? Mike, go ahead.
Caitlin, congratulations on being the fastest rookie to reach 300 points, 100 rebounds, 100 assists. Can you just talk about the poise that you have that goes into accomplishing something like that? And then also, Coach Side said she wants you to take about 15 shots minimum a game. Just how confident are you guys that you can achieve that moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's anything I set out to accomplish. Like, I think it just comes with the way I play basketball and the way this team plays basketball. And, honestly, I didn't even know that. So, great, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's just kind of my game. Like, I take a lot of pride in being able to do a lot of different things for my team. And, I feel like as long as we move the ball and get the best shot for the team, that's good with me. I think at times I can be a little bit more aggressive and maybe not overpass as much, but at the same time, I feel like we're getting good shots. And, I love setting my teammates up for success. I love passing the ball. Like, throwing a great pass is, almost more exhilarating than, making a great shot. So for me, like, it's not like I don't feel like I need like an X number of shots. And I know Christy knows that too. Like, I think she just wants me to be a little bit more aggressive, and I certainly can do that too.
Mike here on the left.
Yeah, Caitlin, I wonder if you have some favorite memories of watching Diana Taurasi as a player. Because
Yeah.
obviously she's literally 20 years older than you,
Yeah.
so I know you were a big fan of the W growing up.
Mhm.
Do you remember anything specific about watching her?
Yeah, somebody asked me this yesterday, and I was like, I really struggled to like pinpoint an exact memory. Honestly, like, she was probably one of the first women's basketball players I really grew up idolizing and really like knowing. Obviously, her, Sue, Maya. So I would say like that's like kind of my first memory is just like about the WNBA in general. It's like she was one of the first that I really knew about and supported and idolized and wanted to be like. And I just admired the way she played the game and the fire that she played with. And like I said yesterday, like, it's impressive that she's still able to play this game at such a high level and produce like the way she does. Like, it's incredible. I think she's obviously the best scorer our game has ever seen and one of the best players our game has ever seen. But I would say my first memory is just like around the WNBA in general, and when I like first started to really watch this league was because of her.
Caitlin, through the first half of this season, there have been some ups and downs. Just talk to me about you and your teammates coming together and actually gelling as the Indiana Fever.
Yeah, I think as a young group, you're going to have that. There's going to be some ups, there's going to be some downs, and especially with the way we had our schedule to start the year. Like, we played some really great teams to start on some back-to-backs, one day in between. Like, it was a tough hand we were dealt, but I'm just proud of this group. I think obviously we're the most inexperienced group in the league, but nobody ever hung their head. Like, everybody just wants to get better. They know there's so much potential for this group. It's just kind of getting it to all gel together, and every single day we come into practice and like there's a positive energy. It's like it's not like anybody's like, oh, we lost 6 straight games or we were 1-6 or whatever we were at that point. Like everybody was like, these games are winnable. Like, we can win them. We need to clean up certain things. So I would say like that's been the biggest positive for our group is there's always been a positive energy about us, and you better have that when you're an inexperienced young group. Like, you're young in this league. Like, you better have that, and I think that's something we haven't lost at all.
Hi, I'm Barry Bloom from Sportico. So nice to meet you. Bear with me here. You came from the NCAA finals to the draft to the WNBA so quickly. What's been your biggest adjustment through all of that so far as you're getting to maybe mid-season here?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to think we've almost played 20 games. I think just the pace that everything has kind of evolved over the course of the last few months for myself, whether it was, obviously playing in the Final Four, and then I basically went back to Iowa City for a day, and then my life kind of changed, and I was drafted and shortly moved to Indianapolis after. But, I mean, it's the same situation for every single person that's ever come into this league and has been drafted. Maybe my window was a little bit shorter playing the last game of the college basketball season, and we had the first preseason game, so maybe in that regard. But I think the biggest adjustment is just, being able to learn on the fly and give yourself some grace. I think that's kind of been what it's been for me. I think just learning from game to game, that's been kind of different, especially at the beginning of this season. Like, I had to learn from game to game. There wasn't much time to practice in between. Like, I would have to take stuff from one game and then go try in the next game. So I think that's kind of been the biggest adjustment for myself.
Got time for two more.
Back off that, do you, like, with the month off of the Olympic break and with a young team, like you said, you guys are developing more cohesion What's the advantage to that and the challenge to that, having all that time off?
Yeah, well, I think the advantage is like you get to practice for 3 weeks. Like you get to get in the gym and get better, but I think the disadvantage is like you don't get to play, and like at the same time, like just getting out there and playing basketball, that's the best way to learn. Like there's obviously so much you can replicate in practice, but like at the end of the day, like you have to be in a real game to get those real simulations and situations and whatever it is. But at the same time, it'll be good to get rest. It'll be good to get in the gym and just execute and work on things that we need to work on that we really haven't had time to do. But like I said, like the biggest disadvantage is like we're gonna miss getting out there and getting to play, during the week. So.
In every arena you seem to step in along with the Fever, it seems to be more crowded than the last one. What does that mean to you to see the impact you and the Fever have had on the sport of women's basketball so far?
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's also really cool for myself to go around to all these new arenas. Obviously, in my first year, a lot of places that I haven't played at. Obviously a couple during my college career, but like it's fun for me to come to these new cities and these new arenas and see the fans and just their excitement. Like just watching warm-ups, like you can feel that kind of more so than in a game when you're really competing. So for me, it's a unique experience getting to go to each city and soak it in, and it'll be very memorable. As I go throughout my career, remembering my first at every stop.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Thanks.